It's a complicated issue. And as you alluded to, we had a big inrush of Bitcoin operators in 2016 when the price was high. And at that time, I don't think the city government realized just how this industry worked or how it would eventually draw so much power from our very limited quota. So when I became mayor and saw this happening, we took some immediate actions. With regard to the ratepayers, this is something administered by the Public Service Commissions. We had to petition them to ensure that the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency operators pay their share of any overages. If they cause us to go over, and it shouldn't be spread amongst us all because it was their additional 10 or 15 megawatts of power that pushed us over. So that part's fixed. We may still go over the quota naturally just on our own demand from residents and commercial users, but any additional costs associated with that industry is now borne by that industry. That doesn't alleviate the health and safety concerns, the noise concerns, the fact that they're using our quota so we no longer have that economic development tool to attract other industries. So you're right, we were the first to impose a moratorium and the first to impose a set of new building codes that require heat regeneration, etc., require noise control. Those are all now in place. What hasn't been lifted is the moratorium. The council's still debating whether to lift the moratorium. I think now that we've addressed the issues, I think the responsible thing to do is to lift the moratorium, but we have to make sure the ratepayers have been protected, that the building codes are going to work properly. The low price of Bitcoin, some people say, well, nobody's going to even be interested in coming to Plattsburgh anyway because of the low price of Bitcoin. But as long as Plattsburgh's got some of the cheapest power on the planet, if they go anywhere, they're going to want to come here. So we can't take our guard down on this. We need to keep trying to improve this and make sure that the industries that come to town are the ones that are going to generate the jobs, contribute to the property tax base, etc. So we're still remaining vigilant. There's still work to be done, but I think we've got a lot of the elements in place now.
And the industry said that they thought this would create jobs, but has in the years since, and looking at other municipalities around where this has happened, has it really not come to fruition?
Correct. This is not a high-tech industry. Yes, they use boxes with lots of engineering that have gone into designing these boxes, but they're just plug and play. The people that keep these operations going need to know how to turn a couple of master switches off and on to keep the air circulating, and they need to secure the building. So they're not tens or hundreds of high-tech jobs by any means. They're a handful of relatively low-tech security jobs, not the type of thing that is commensurate with the amount of power they use. To give you an example, we have a large plastics plant that uses half the power of one operator and generates probably 50 to 100 times more jobs.
Mold-right.
So that's the industry we want. To generate jobs, use power, and that's something we have to sell them, but generate lots of jobs for our region.
Has the demand dropped off? Are you not hearing from cryptocurrency mining operators who say we want to come and set up shop, or the existing ones here in the city saying we want to expand? Has it really died off?
It has died off. The existing operators are still operating, but nobody's asked to come.